Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Confluence Cloud session, Chaos to Collaboration, bringing cross-functional teams together with Confluence. My name is Jena, and I'm a product marketing manager here at Atlassian. Today's demo is a special one. We're not just talking about general teamwork. We're focusing on the most fundamental and common challenge that affects every organization, enabling cross-functional collaboration. Here's a couple of scenarios you're probably familiar with. There's a new product launching, and it's going to be a total game changer for the market. You're tasked with leading the launch of this product and coordinating with just about every department in the organization to make it successful. No pressure, right? Or, this is a fun one. You start your day, and suddenly there's a work-related fire drill. It's all hands on deck. Everyone needs to drop whatever they were doing to work together on a project that might as well be labeled, "This is urgent." But is it really? And what do these two scenarios have in common? They require teams from different departments working together. Every company, no matter its size, experiences the challenges of cross-functional work, competing priorities between departments, navigating different processes across different teams, aligning stakeholders, tracking progress, and coordinating work. It's total chaos, but it doesn't have to be. Today, we're going to discuss how you can create better alignment between teams, bring cross-functional projects to fruition faster, and build frameworks at scale, all by tapping into features already available in Confluence. Ready for your next cross-functional initiative to be more productive and less complicated? Let's dive in. For any cross-functional effort, alignment is key. Without alignment, team communication is painful to say the least. Meetings aren't nearly as productive as they should be, and it takes forever to make decisions because no one is on the same page. Sound familiar? Probably. And while I'm sure we could exchange horror stories like this for hours, let's instead take a look at how we can alleviate these kind of headaches using Confluence. And we're going to start by talking about spaces. So let's start with a quick recap, because you're probably familiar with spaces to a certain extent. Spaces in Confluence act like containers for information. You can create a space for just about anything. For example, a lot of companies create spaces for their teams where they keep information around team OKRs, high-level strategy documentation, and Slack channels where you can reach out to them. Other companies will create spaces specifically for external partners like agencies and consultants, so multiple people from different organizations can collaborate together. We'll get into that more a little later, but the best way that we've found to collaborate cross-functionally is by creating a space dedicated to the project that you're working on. Project spaces are great to centralize initiatives and projects for team collaboration. For example, you might create a project space to serve as a single source of truth for everything related to a new feature your company is developing, from product requirements and feature specifications to meeting notes and retrospectives. Or maybe you work in HR and you're looking to implement a new payroll software. So you need a central place to assess vendor fit, outline implementation timelines, and document decisions with key internal stakeholders. A project space acts as a one-stop shop for everything project related. So Bill and Sales can learn more about the scope of a new product the organization is releasing, or Manager Sandy can see what the timeline is for that new payroll software to roll out. In Confluence, you can either create a project space from scratch or use a template to create a user-friendly project space. Either way, you can customize the space to your liking. Let's take a look at some best practices for creating an effective and useful project space. In the template gallery, you have access to over 100-page templates for project-related documentation to keep you and your team organized. Project poster templates like this one were built to outline goals and objectives, assign drivers and approvers, and define key success metrics. Daisy templates help with more organized decision-making. And a roles and responsibilities template ensures everyone is clear on what their role and expectations are for the project. When building your space, you can create an overview page highlighting the most important product-related information. We recommend including things like what OKR you're driving towards, various Slack channels where people can go for questions, information on the team detailing who's working on what, and if you haven't already, try the user profile macro for extra context. Include embeds of relevant Atlas tickets for the latest updates, and a feed for recent work happening in the space using the recently updated macro. Make sure to organize your space by creating an intuitive page tree hierarchy that works for your needs. When you do this at the beginning, you set your team and yourself up for future success. Few things are worse or more annoying than wasting time searching for documentation or having teammates constantly ask, "Hey, can you send me this project poster that you've probably already sent me 3 other times?" Speaking of searching for things, using the live search macro makes it easy for people to find what they need in your space. This one in particular is a lifesaver for projects that have a lot of contributors and a lot of documentation in them. It makes it easy to find what you're looking for just by searching some terms in the search box. And finally, we know not all teamwork happens with folks inside of your organization. With the single space guest feature, admins can grant external users secure access to specific pages, because oftentimes you need to partner with other companies to build integrations, work with agencies to bring marketing campaigns to life, bring in contractors and consultants to help get projects over the line, and so on. Guests are a different type of user than a regular Confluence user in that they can only have access to one space at a time, but they can create pages, comment, and edit content within their designated space unless otherwise restricted by a space admin. With single space guests, you can streamline partner collaboration, all without leaving Confluence. Cross-functional alignment is the foundation from which you build upon to deliver big projects with bigger impacts. But we're also here to make sure you accomplish things with speed and agility. Features like integrations and automations give you the building blocks for successful outcomes. Plus, they also help you execute on work faster. And while Confluence is your team's workspace where they can collaborate and work on and access information, there's still a need for real-time communication for quick high-level questions and high-level chats. Confluence enables quicker action, response times, and less context switching. By connecting your favorite communication tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams. Here's how it works. With the Slack integration, users can get their Confluence notifications in Slack and customize what they're notified about. You can preview Confluence pages when you share them in a Slack channel, like pages, and reply to comments, all without leaving Slack. The Microsoft Teams integration allows users to take quick notes and create long-form content, all within a Teams chat. Users can embed entire Confluence pages directly inside the Microsoft Teams app, so you can get more done in one place. Bonus, embedded pages offer all the same capabilities as Confluence, like formatting templates, collaborative editing, and commenting. So you have the flexibility to work wherever you are without having to switch between tools. Plus, you can also quickly access relevant information by searching and sharing Confluence pages from the team chat. But we know Slack and MS Teams aren't the only tools you use to get your work done. That's why we have thousands of apps and integrations to level up your productivity in the Atlassian marketplace. Tools like Microsoft Office, Zoom, Loom, and more, all integrate with Confluence to make everyday work easier. Some of our other customer favorite integrations include Trello to track team tasks, Figma to share the latest design prototypes, Google Workspace to edit spreadsheets, and YouTube to embed videos you need to reference. Let's talk a little bit about asynchronous work. If I asked you today how many meetings you attended this week that have been unproductive or got derailed, what would your answer be? 1 meeting, 2 meetings, all of the meetings? One of the most common pieces of feedback we hear from customers is how Confluence facilitates async work to save teams valuable time from meetings that didn't need to happen in the first place. In fact, the team at CodeLime uses Confluence to dial back on unnecessary meetings with clients and has gotten the equivalent of a full work week back each month. They now collaborate with the client inside of Confluence to add comments, have back and forth discussions, assign tasks, and make key decisions. So when meetings do happen, they last 5 to 10 minutes instead of 30 to 60 minutes. Before your next meeting, use Confluence to get ahead of the tasks that simply take up unnecessary time. Use it to assign tasks to people on your team. Comment with questions or thoughts on the latest project updates, and stay up to date on notifications and check for the latest app mentions. That way, future meetings can be used to discuss topics that require real-time dialogue, like getting clarity on questions or making decisions as a team. So at this point, we've discussed how Confluence facilitates cross-functional alignment, and we have identified tools and features that can help teams move more quickly together. Now let's talk about how we can use Confluence to help you create more powerful outcomes by creating frameworks that scale. Automation in Confluence eliminates time-consuming one-off tasks by creating an automated experience using simple if-then rules. It gives admins the ability to manage content, organize spaces, streamline teamwork, and notify teams of important updates without the manual overhead. Want to make sure your team pages reflect the latest information? Set up an automated reminder to review or archive content that's gone past its shelf life. Or when the status of that important page changes and needs a review, set a rule to let the team know it needs approval. These are basic examples, but when you tap into all the things happening in and across Confluence, pages being published, tasks being added, new spaces being created, etc., your rules can get very powerful. Remember at the top of this session when we talked about the importance of a project space? Imagine scaling that project framework across the organization using automation. Once you've created the ideal project space for your team, you can use automation to pre-populate the new space with your preferred pages whenever a new project kicks off. That means Confluence will recreate every page and every template each time a new project space is created. You can also set up automation rules that connect Jira to Confluence. Need a Confluence page to be created every time you set a certain status in Jira? Consider it done with automation. Much like Confluence itself, automation rules can be customized to fit your specific needs, and we've got the foundations covered. Our library of pre-configured rules is available to jumpstart your automation journey so you can quickly automate common content management and lifecycle tasks. Automation not only saves you and your team time, it also standardizes project documentation across the organization. And once you've created templates and nailed down a repeatable process and system to facilitate cross-functional collaboration, you'll never have to worry about starting from scratch again. Scan the QR code on your screen to check out our automation library and get started. So we know this was a lot of information. To recap, Confluence helps teams of any size create alignment between teams to drive more seamless cross-functional collaboration, bring cross-functional projects to fruition faster using integrations to move work forward, and build frameworks at scale with automation. I hope you enjoyed this session, and I appreciate you tuning in. Check out our latest product guides for more ways to use Confluence.